Hello. Guinea, thank you so much for being here. Ginny? I still get it wrong every single time. Such a dork. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We are live. Let me know if you can hear me, see me. A couple things, housekeeping. Give me a number. I'm going to jump ahead here. Give me a number of, I added this question. Some of you guys answered already. What would you rate your website out of 10 right now? From 0 meaning not working at all to 10, it's awesome. It's doing you love it. It's working in every way you think it's working. Hi, Don. Thanks for being here, bud. Hi, Karen. Karen gives it a 5. Thanks for being here, Karen. Let me check and see. Assuming everything sounds okay there. Don's giving it an 8. Congrats. That's awesome. All right. I've got a lot I want to cover. We got a couple minutes left. Give me, so Steve is giving theirs a 5. Axel, thanks for being honest and vulnerable. Giving theirs a 3. Anita, you got to start somewhere, right? You're in the right place. That. David's given their website a 4. Copy is at an 8. Need to generate more. Got it. I might challenge that a little bit. Don, give me your URL if you're willing. If you shared it for us to give feedback? If anybody else is willing for me to, at the end, I'm going to be giving as much feedback, real rapid fire for you guys here. So you can start applying it as fast as possible. Hi, Don from Dallas. Given their website, you've got a 5 out of 10. All right. Gabby's at a 4. I love it. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. You're in the right spot. Website stuff is tricky and hard. And I want to give you in the next 60 minutes or less some not only practical tactics, things you can do immediately today, but giving you a big picture on the simplest things to do and giving you like a priority. It's overwhelming of like from anywhere from tech to what you should do in what order. I want to give you some clarity on what to tackle next. And I want to give you, I think the biggest thing I want to give you is a peace of mind that this stuff is hard and tricky and you're doing pretty darn good, right? There's enough things to feel bad about lately. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on how far you've come and how challenging it really is. I think I want to reset everybody's expectation, how hard it is to get a website that is clear, a website that works. One more kind of icebreaker, level set. Start thinking about what are your favorite StoryBrand lessons. Those of you that are familiar with StoryBrand, whether you've read the book, done a brand script, worked with a guide, watched the video, the intro kind of summary by Donald Miller, attended maybe some of their trainings. What are your most powerful, most memorable lessons? Right? When you kind of refresh yourself, when you take a look at the StoryBrand stuff, where do you go, okay, yep, I really need to focus on, this is the thing. What's the thing? What's the lesson that you really know you've got to work on? Okay, while you're working on that, I want to share something Linda shared last week. She said, my website has come a long way in 3 years. I've had it and tweaking it. She had someone else who's actually building it for her, but it's not giving me any business. I'm curious how we do kind of measure, is your website working? How do we calculate that? How would you know if your website's working or not? What is its main job? If your website was an employee on your team, How would you measure the success of your website? That's what we want to talk about today as well. Linda says, I get a lot of, saw your website and the photos are great. Well, that's nice. They appreciate my work, but it's not putting any dollars in my pocket, which would help me pay for my website person and social media person, all the education I'm paying for, not even mentioning what our equipment costs. Help. Give me just type me if you can relate in any way to where Linda is at right now. Gabby says, your client is the hero. You're just the guide. Yes, that is one of the most important takeaways. I think one of the mistakes people make when they dig into StoryBrand is they think it's about, oh yeah, I just have to tell stories. I got to tell my story better. Not really. That's not what it's about. StoryBrand is not about helping you tell your story better. It's about helping you tell your client's story and how you help your clients win, how you help your clients accomplish whatever they're looking for, solve their problems, get awesome, beautiful pictures and products that they love, right? So Lisa and Ruth can all relate to Linda. So yes, thanks for Steve. Steve can relate as well. You guys are in the right place. That's what today's for. And this is what I'm so motivated in this rest of the year here at Sticky. I work with hundreds of photographers, and we have this, as a photographer myself, who started my own portrait business over a decade ago and then transitioned into running Sticky. I get a really unique perspective on our industry. And it's been super fun helping photographers figure out marketing with different tactics here and there. But one of the hard things is, even though Sticky Albums was one of our first products I'll share about later, it was really good at helping people get referrals. Just because you get a referral, just because somebody's on your website, doesn't mean you're going to get that booking. And that distinction has been one of the harder lessons I've had to learn. And as a result, one of the reasons why I'm so motivated to help photographers solve this. For many years, we avoided website stuff, but now we are going headfirst into helping, because the need is so big and it's just getting bigger. It's so many people that have websites that they don't like. So many people, the average, whenever I ask this question, the average is down in the 4.5 point of photographers with a website that's doing its job. All right, so you guys are also saying, I think Don says you love the brand script. That's awesome. I'm going to show you what, give me a yes, I have, if you've created a StoryBrand brand script. That's kind of advanced. I'll show you guys at the end, if you stick around, I'll show you how to create your own brand script. It's a really awesome free tool that comes with the book, Building a Story Brand. I recommend they go very well together, but you can do the brand script as an exercise over and over and over. I've done it several times, and every time I do it, I get something out of it. I'll show you how to get access to that free tool at the end. So Rick Law says, one of the greatest challenges for photographers, I would say for anybody, is to come up with the written content for our websites. Too often we write from our own perspective. You guys are echoing some of these same key lessons from StoryBrand. For me, my most powerful lesson I keep coming back to is when we confuse, you lose. It all comes back to how busy our brains are, how distracted we all are. And the busier our lives get, the more mobile and it's just everything, right? It's hard. It's more and more important. As a business owner, it's only getting harder for you to get your potential customers' attention, right? So we used to get away with websites. I had a website. I say that I booked a lot of my clients early days, probably 10 years ago, despite my bad website, right? I got away having a pretty bad website because people didn't care. They would look past it, right? The people weren't as busy. I had enough referrals. I had enough trust built up. So I would still get some bookings, but my website wasn't helping. It was actually hurting. And a lot of photographers are in this position where we've been getting by booking clients with all of our other activities despite a bad website that's confusing and complicated or doesn't reflect who we are. So I want to help solve this, help you create a website that is clear. So throughout, today I'm going to review, it's a little bit different today. I'm not going to go through step by step the StoryBrand framework, okay? If you haven't watched it, or if you're not familiar with it, know that it is a very powerful framework for communicating your brand, for your messages, right? I'll show examples of what it looks like, but today is going to be about how do you take the lessons of StoryBrand and apply it specifically to your website, okay? You can use the lessons of StoryBrand everywhere, your email, your social, everything, right? And that's sometimes daunting. So kind of the service of today's workshop is to help narrow the focus. Let's do just one thing right now, is apply the StoryBrand lessons to your website, okay? And with that said, whenever I'm reviewing anybody's website, I'm always going to ask the question, how clear is it, right? So what is it? Old school is we focus on making things pretty, but I'll show this example later. I don't know what this is. Whereas Megan DePiro, who hired a StoryBrand guide, it's very clear instantly who this is for, how it can help them, and that it is simple, right? So let me quick review my favorite takeaway. And it all comes, you guys know me, I'm a huge neuroscience and brain. I always want to study how people learn and take action and are motivated. And so I love brain stuff. Human brains, all of us always are doing two primary tasks: figuring out what can help us survive and thrive, and how do I do that while conserving calories, right? Our brains are lazy, in other words. Okay, our brains are constantly asking ourselves, how can I survive and thrive? And who can help me do this the most effectively, with me having to exert the least energy? Okay, so Donald Miller even talks about just reading a website, understanding a service or a new product, that our brain is our biggest calorie burner, right? Our brain's constantly burning energy, burning calories to understand things. And so when we're looking and scanning the world for what can help us survive and thrive, we're also nervous. They're like, hey, I've got finite energy. And so we do that by daydreaming, by ignoring things that are overwhelming or confusing. So let's apply this to our website. Here we go. Okay. So I love this analogy. I want you to really think and feel the weight of a bowling ball. Like, close your eyes and hold a bowling ball and imagine that it's covered in Vaseline. I love Donald. His analogy here is so kinetic and kinesthetic. So every idea that you're trying to communicate online, especially, is kind of like giving your prospect or your potential client's brain a bowling ball, a slippery bowling ball to hold on to. Where you say, hey, I do wedding photography, and I do high school senior photography and boudoir and infants and events, and here's my process, and here's about me, and here's what you need to know first, and here's the fine print, and here's the contract, and here's my availability. And I want, every single idea we're giving our website visitors to hold on to is like asking their brain to hold on to all of this information. And it's really, really hard to do, right? Because the problem here is when we give them too many ideas to hold on to, they're sitting there like, okay, which one do I hold on to? They don't drop just one. They drop all of them. And then they do one thing. They either think, oh, I'm not smart enough to figure this out, which is rare. Most people go, as a defense mechanism, we don't want to say I'm dumb. Instead, we say, this is complicated. I don't get it. It's not worth my time to figure out. This is the primary reason right here why you are getting ghosted, why your website isn't working and getting you the results that you deserve, because of this one concept. And here's what's I spoke earlier. I want you guys to take away kind of the emotional win here. is the problem with having to do all of our marketing online is we don't get to see face to face why things aren't working. We don't get to see inside of our clients' minds, right? The way if somebody's face to face with us and they decide not to work with us, or they decide something different, we get to have that conversation. We get to learn what's going on. Even we can see their body language. If we say too much too fast, we can see their eyes kind of gloss over and tune out. That gives us a clue that maybe we rambled on for too long about ourselves. Online, you don't get those clues, right? They just ghost. And when we don't have the real reasons in front of us, we make up our own reasons. Why are people ghosting us? Why does our website have all of this traffic, but nobody's filling out my contact form? Why is everybody freaking out when they see my pricing? What are the explanations? What are the stories that you're telling yourself? I want you, somebody brave, tell me, what are the stories that you're telling yourself when somebody ghosts on you, why your website's not working? What do you take? What is what's the real reason? For me, it's people don't like me. People are conspiring. People are saying, my work is terrible. I got to go get this next. I got to need more gear. I need better practice. I need better filters and better editing. I'm going to my competition because I'm too expensive. Right? We start making up all of these reasons why it's not working. And if there's nothing else you take away from today, know that that is not why people are ghosting on you. If they're on your website, if they're talking to you in any way, email or digitally, it means they like your work. I promise you, they're not not booking with you because they hate your work or they don't like you. It's because they're confused. That's it. So that's the huge win. We can fix this. We can fix the facts that they're confused, okay? Okay, so good. All right. Anita, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing. It's so hard when we get stuck. Being an entrepreneur is isolating. We don't have that face-to-face connection when so much of our business and getting and finding new clients has moved to everything's online. And there's a lot of pros that can come with things being online. There's also a lot of negatives, so we've got to be careful about, okay? So the key takeaway here, guys, this is kind of tough love. As I start reviewing some of your sites, this is the good news and the bad news, is that we are simply trying to say too much on our websites, okay? Most of you would get more, your website would do its job better if you deleted most of the content on your website. Skip any of the copywriting, any of the tricks I'm going to show you today about how to write it, what to say. Just delete this randomly. If you just to randomly delete half of the content on your website website would accomplish its goal better. Okay? Because the main mistake, the main takeaway here is the reason why your website's not doing well is because there's just too much stuff on it. Period. Okay? I'm boiling it down to the most simple. Please let me know if this concept of amount of information is an aha moment for you. If this is clicking, if you are realizing that there's just simply too much information on your website and you're not sure where to put it. So here's the good news is there's a finite amount of information that we can say. And what's cool about StoryBrand is it helps us clarify what is then the most important stuff to say. And because we know there's the human brain is slow at processing new stuff, how can we wrap our messaging in a framework or in a story format so that we can kind of hijack somebody's brain and say as much as humanly possible so that people understand us? So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to take the brand script or the StoryBrand framework, which is a story framework. There's like 7 to 8 pieces of the framework. And when you incorporate those into a simple website, kind of like color by number, I'm going to show you like Mad Lib style, paint by number. When you can include just these things and take everything else out, people will understand what's on your website so much better. Ginger says, aha, I love it. Okay, let's keep trucking. I'm going to give you guys the good stuff. So real quickly, if you don't know me, my name's Nate Grahek. Back in 09, I was running my own portrait studio on the side. I knew that the foundation of good marketing was word of mouth referrals, but I was nervous and shy and introverted, and I was afraid to ask for referrals. And so I created this, my day job, I figured out a way to make a custom mobile web app that I could give to my past clients to make it easier for them to share their pictures with their friends and give me more referrals, right? Kind of like a digital business card. I went from awkward to fully booked, even though I had a day job, really fast, and had to stop doing it. It was working so well. And I knew that I had to bring this technology, this strategy to the rest of the photographers worldwide. And since 2012, I've been super lucky to help tens of thousands of photographers with their marketing, with that tactic. And now growing a team, we've got landing pages and email and a whole suite of simple online marketing tools. And a new one that I'm going to talk about today, which is a website template, which is, we've avoided this for years. I'm so excited to finally have a website template, because a lot of people were actually using some of our other sticky folio templates as their website. And we're like, holy cow, maybe Nate, maybe we should do this. So it's been beyond an honor to help so many photographers the last decade, empowering them, whether you're big, small, any genre, all over the world, book the clients that you deserve, right? It's been great. So elephant in the room, yes, I am a photographer who's founded Sticky, and we've got some great software that I love, and I think it helps a lot of people. I'm not going to cover so much about that. My promise is always in these trainings is to give you the strategy that you can implement with any software, period. Okay, that's always my promise, that the rest of the workshop is going to be very actionable and things you can take away without having to invest anything else besides your time and patience and vulnerability. Okay, here we go. Number one, we're going to review the basics around the StoryBrand framework, how important clarity is, look at some examples, what that looks like. We're going to talk about how important it is, you guys were saying earlier, how to be the guide instead of trying to be the hero. And then how to implement this stuff while knowing that many of us are solo entrepreneurs. And so much of everything you're doing falls on your shoulders. Your time is hands down your most precious and finite resource. We really want to implement all of this stuff in the right order based on where you're at in your business. That's the other thing I want to give you guys today is kind of a roadmap or a guide on how to what you should be investing in your business based on where you are at. One of the biggest mistakes I see online in so many of our private Facebook groups that are just everywhere is this mismatch of people who have 100 grand in revenue giving advice to somebody who's got 10 grand in revenue and vice versa, right? I want you to know that not every software, every template, every strategy, every process is right all of the time. We've got to really sit down and stop comparing ourselves to the wrong people, only compare ourselves to yourself and where you're at in your business and where you want to go this year, and make decisions from that place. Okay? I'm also going to share that at the end. All right, here we go. Yan, you are awesome. Alex, Alexander, you're good. I did some good stuff, good nuggets, but we're going to dig into the good stuff right now, all right? Thank you so much, Lisa. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's go. So reminder, stick around to the end. I'm going to give you the URL and how you can get this free, the free StoryBrand brand script tool. It's a very cool tool with some awesome training from Donald Miller. Here we go. Clarity matters. We need to, let me back up. We need to make it clear, less is more, and instead of worrying about everything being unique about our website design, we need to make sure that we use the advantage is that we are photographers. Think about somebody who's selling a service like vacuum cleaners or a cleaning service or a landscaper. Like, it's hard for them to differentiate. How do they differentiate their websites? They need to hire photographers. They need to have images, right? What we sell is in and itself differentiated, right? So it's so much easier to make a website that's unique because of the images that you create. And then finally, using the words, the way you write specific, careful words on your website is how you stand out. Not by some random, amazing, new, latest, and greatest template or website builder. Here we go. Here's some more tough love question. Let me know, just say me, while kind of practicing being vulnerable today. If you have you've purchased a website template or design that is still in draft mode that you haven't made public. How many of you have invested, you still have but it's another service and you've got something in draft, and you just haven't made it live. We are always so distracted in finding maybe I just need this different template or this different design, and that's going to be the answer that's going to fix it, right? So that's the old way. The old way is worrying about making things pretty. I definitely spent way too much time on my colors, on my logo, on the design, instead of working on the words. I struggle with dyslexia and ADD, and so for many years I just avoided writing. I would stumble across sections on my website that were like still the template copy, like the lorem ipsum, that isn't even my words, because I was just like averse. I felt so insecure about what I should write. The old way of marketing is saying, I've got your attention. You're here on my website. While you're here, I've got all this stuff I want to say. And I want to show you how much I care about you and helping you by how much information I'm going to give you while you're here. That used to work when people would spend 10 minutes on your website. It doesn't work anymore. Less is more. We'll talk about that. And I already talked about the design. Here we go. Making... I swallowed the wrong way. Making it clear versus making it pretty. So this is a pretty website. What is this for, though? How is this going to help me? How is this going to help? And what do they do? What's the next step? Your journey starts here, artisan. And this could be a website for anything, and we don't know. So we need to let go of this desire to hide in pretty and tinkering with style and fonts and layout, and instead prioritize clarity with the words. So as I said earlier, Megan, one of my favorite photographers, she hired a StoryBrand guide in her local city to build and write this website for her. Look your best every time. It is instantly clear who this is for, what they care about, what they want, and what the next step is. It's how simple it is to work with them, right? Remember, when you confuse, you lose. The brain is always trying to survive and thrive and do it, and doing it with the least amount of energy. When we compare these two, my brain's having to work to figure this out. Versus here, I don't have to work to understand within seconds that I know I'm not the target client, right? Megan's target client is high-end females, whether it's business, headshots, family, glamour, those women who have children, who want seniors. She's one awesome photographer that does have success with multiple genres, but she started knowing who her core perfect client is a high-end female who wants to look their best every time in all of their pictures, whether it's for their family, their headshot, treating themselves to a glamour session, or hiring somebody to do their family's portraits, right? They want somebody, you deserve photos that make you feel beautiful and proud. It's clear. They know it can help them immediately, and it's going to be simple. All right? That is the importance of making it clear. I'll keep echoing it because it is the most important lesson. Implemented by, simplest thing is just to take things out, start pulling things away. We come down to the essence of the message. So it feels, when we're adding so much stuff to our website, it feels like we're coming from a place of love. I've done this. I've made this mistake myself many times. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here. I want to help. I care about you so much. I'm just going to keep telling you stuff until you get bored. But The problem is that is perceived, especially when somebody's busy, as being desperate. Okay? So I'm going to use the example of multiple genres as a way to having too much information, but it can be, there's so many ways we put too much on our sites. But look at the difference of this example versus this one, right? A jack of all trades, master of none. Instantly, now I know who this website is for and that it's going to be so much simpler to trust this person and to do business with this photographer, right? More information, it accidentally communicates desperation. That's what we're accidentally saying to somebody. And we're accidentally being perceived as desperate when we're like, oh, you like photography? Yeah, I can do this. Or maybe if you don't like this, maybe you'll like this. And maybe you don't like that, I can do this. Like whatever you're into, I'm down for, right? Time and time again, every single photographer that I've interviewed or the thriving leaders in our industry, their websites have less and less photos in their portfolio, less and less content on their website. It's all about trusting. It instills confidence. What you're saying is, this is my best work. This is what I do. You can trust me. And here's the irony, is as soon as somebody trusts you, I always use the example of Krista Miola. She's very well known as a high-end boudoir photographer in New York City. Many people don't know that a lot of her revenue comes from family portraits. She never has to market family portraits on her website because it's so much easier to get somebody to trust her do as one simple thing on her website. And then once she has the client, she can market back to those clients via email, other Facebook, other ways that she's connected with them. Once somebody trusts you, they'll ask you to do all kinds of photography, right? And you don't have to have that on your website. Okay, anyways, I get stuck on that issue a lot. Okay, let me know if this is resonating, guys, that you understand that less is more. Even if you're going to still have more than one genre, but you need to communicate each one of those genres more clearly. Now, this other last point about a unique design, I want to take a second. This is the part I get upset about because I feel like some of the larger companies that offer website design are spending millions of dollars on advertising, on Super Bowl ads, and sponsoring millionaires to paint this picture that and set this expectation that if you're a small business owner, anybody can create a website that's going to make them money. That's not accurate. It's really hard to do. A lot of these tools will make it easy for you to make something pretty and stunning to show off your hobby, but are they going to make it easy to write something, to write words that resonate with your clients? No, they're not. And so we keep hunting and spinning our wheels, thinking that we just need that next unique, one-of-a-kind template or design. That's not it. In order for people to book with you, they're not going to do it until they won't buy until after they've read words that make them want to buy, period. Words. The words are what matter, and the words are the piece that most website building companies don't help you with. So it's not your fault. Let's talk about just differentiation for a second. The advantage of being a photographer is our imagery stands out. This is this amazing magazine quality image from Rick Law. You deserve more than cookie cutter senior portraits. How great is this? Where another photographer submit their website for review a little while ago. Gorgeous work, but this really abstract, unique, one-of-a-kind template definitely caught my attention, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't realize that this even said the word menu. The title's here. There's a logo here. There's buttons I think you can click on. I think you can click here. So this is different, but in the wrong way. Remember, our brain instantly goes, I have to burn calories to understand how to navigate this website. That's not how you want to be different. It is totally okay if every website, and you'll start to notice this, I'm going to ruin you guys after seeing examples of StoryBrand websites. There's tens, potentially hundreds of thousands of companies now that have redone their website using this StoryBrand style or framework. And you're going to start to notice it everywhere, where you've got the logo up here. This is because people read in the Z pattern, right? There's the logo, there's the main call to action, and there's a key hero message, and then probably a button or something like that. And then you work your way down the page. Who cares if everybody's website looks like that? It means that people have to spend less calories. Like, look, imagine if every Target store across the country was laid out differently. How great is it that we don't have to spend calories wondering where we're going to go inside of a Target store, right? Or whatever, insert any franchise, right? Your website should be the same way. Stop getting creative with the design and the layout. We don't want people spending calories thinking about how to navigate and get around on your site. Frankly, people don't even want to click anymore. They just want to scroll because of TikTok and Reels and everything and mobile. People put it all in one page and just let them scroll through it in the right order. All right. I love it. Let's see. I love it. Thank you so much, Lisa. What a friendly thing to do to summarize what we've done so far. Okay. So that's make it clear. Less is more. Don't worry about design. Focus on your imagery and your words. Give me a thumbs up if this is resonating with you guys and you're feeling some more clarity on what to do next. Anita says, Wix, pretty not up anymore. LOL. I love it. So now let's quickly review the idea of the importance of being a guide. You guys, I think, get this, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker here. The client is the hero. Old school is we wanted to use the website as a place to talk about ourselves. That bores people. They can't find themselves in the story. Old school is we loved showing off awards. A stranger to our industry doesn't know who the PPA is. They don't know who these certifying bodies are. Therefore, it's just noise. It's just distraction. It doesn't really mean anything to them. So for example, if I always say all of our online marketing needs to act and look like you act and look in person. So if you were meeting somebody at a networking event, or if the first time they say, oh, hey, what do you do? And you say, oh, yeah, I'm a St. Paul, Minnesota's top award-winning portrait photographer specializing in weddings, families, high school, seniors, headshot, with over 15 years of experience. Would you like to book now? Wait, what? Nobody talks like that in person. Why do we do it on our websites, right? Time and time again, I'm not going to single out anybody yet here. I see so many people putting their awards on the top, all of this stuff. It feels good to our peers, right? Kudos to how hard you work. I think that you're awesome. Your strangers to your business don't care. If you have badges and awards and all of this stuff, put those in your footer. They don't belong high on the page, all right? And we can't use words that just, they're written for SEO. Like we're trying to write and pack all of these words for Google, old school Google tricks, when in the end of the day, a human can't read it. It doesn't make any sense to a human. One thing you're going to start to notice is in the common StoryBrand style website design is this section called the guide or the plan, where it shows them a 3-step process. 3 is important. Everything comes in 3s, right? And it's simple. Of course, whether you're hiring a realtor or a landscaper or anything, there's hundreds of steps of doing business with any service provider, right? But you can't put them all there. That feels complicated. I'm going to have to burn too many calories to understand it. So we can summarize from a high level how simple our process is, and that you're dedicated to helping them keep it simple. Book it, rock it, order it. Grab a time to visit in person so we can customize your session specifically to you and your style. And number 2, taking your pictures shouldn't feel awkward. You deserve to celebrate this milestone like a rock star. And there's a simple call to action. Schedule your consultation. It's simple and easy. Okay? All right. You guys confident on, yes, I've got to be the guide. Stop talking so much about myself. Talk about my past clients, talk about how the problems that you solve, right? Here's when we're talking about having to take things off of our website, it can feel like, oh crap, I've put so much time and energy into my baby. Where do I put this content? That's okay. The old way is putting everything you could possibly fit on your website. You can still utilize a lot of the content you've created and put them into hidden pages on your website that you can link to later. You put them into emails or blog posts or social media or PDF booklets or printed guides, whatever it is, and make it part of your funnel. You just have to spread it out. You got to force people to space it out over time instead of giving them everything in one spot. The old way is getting distracted by 1,000 strategies and shiny objects. The new way of success is just finishing. Keep it simple, clear beginning and end, get your website done, and stop tinkering with it. Stop changing the styles, stop changing your portfolio. The amount of energy you put into your website, you're not going to get that time back. It's better spent, frankly, doing other projects that I'll talk about later. The other one is this assumption that is kind of the pressure comes from these giant advertising and other leaders kind of setting the inaccurate expectation that you should be able to get this all done yourself. You know what? It's hard. Writing is so hard. If you have trouble writing, you at very least need templates and support and accountability and guidance and coaching, because writing good, clear words is hard to do, and delegating is the new way. So let's see. Remember, this is the whole journey from stranger into visitor. Once you get somebody, I want you to think about the one job your website has is to turn a visitor into a lead. That's it. A visitor into a lead. When we try to make our website do everything from nurture and communicate and educate and also get the booking is way over here. You need to get them on your email list, nurture them, all of these other things. So that's one way to take a bunch of stuff off your site. When you say, wait a second, sorry, website person, think of them as an employee, right? I've been giving you too many jobs. I've been asking you to do too much. Therefore, you're doing all of it bad. I'm going to take all of this stuff off your plate, and all you have to do is turn the visitors on the site into inquiries or into leads. That's it. That's all you have to do. And all of the other work we do of turning strangers into traffic, things like sticky albums and referrals and blogging and SEO, social media, partnerships, all of this other traffic stuff, this is where our time is much better spent. Instead of tinkering hour after hour after hour on our website, there's a finite amount of return you can get. That's only one step of this whole journey. You need to free up your time so that you can do the higher value add stuff, spending really good time with the clients that have booked with you, and also building out your community, your network, your partnerships, your marketing there that are going to drive traffic. Okay. So again, I want to say this is not your fault. Okay. I fell victim to this too. Many of us have had years and years and years to build our website. And a big mistake I see that happens, let me say that's me again, if you feel like you've made this mistake, where you have an experience with a past client that didn't know something, like they didn't know a key important part of your process that was like in the fine print or something. And so then you go, okay, I got to make sure every client knows this. And you go, where should I put this? I got to go put it on my website so that everybody knows from now on, blah, blah, blah. But we got to remember that somebody who's already booked with you is thinking and reading and consuming information totally different than somebody who's just visiting your website for the first time. And so we've got to stop adding like shells and pages upon content and extra bowling balls over years and years and years of information when we're expecting somebody to understand all of this in a matter of seconds. Your website is for people who've never met you and have seconds to understand how you can help them, and you want to show them that you're easy and simple to do business with. So you need to tear it all down, remove the shelves, remove all the extra bowling balls, and focus on the core parts that are the most important. And like I said, what do you do with the extra content? Put that into your funnel: emails, social media, blog posts, booklets, guides, phone calls, etc. So instead of focusing on everything in your website, spread it out into a marketing funnel. Funnel is a fancy word. Just know that it's multiple steps. Okay? It just spreads out all of the information for somebody. Think of the difference between cramming for a test when you were a kid the night before and how poorly you do on the test versus doing really good studying, doing some 15, 20 minutes here, talking about it, letting some time go by, applying it, doing some more studying here. This is just how the brain works. We're just forcing our potential customers to spread out this information over time. Okay. There's no accident that Donald Miller wrote this book second. This is also awesome. Let me know if you guys have read this one. Marketing Made Simple. It's a step-by-step guide for any business. Here's the shorthand. StoryBrand is about getting your website done. And the second book is about building your funnel, about taking everything that used to go on our websites and spreading it out over time in these other ways we build out our marketing. So your website is the beginning of the conversation. That's another big mistake, is we like, oh yeah, I've got somebody on my website. They're ready to book. No. The website is the beginning of the it's like the first date. We can't ask for the booking immediately. People don't know or like and trust you yet. It's just the beginning. You can lean on the other parts of your marketing to build that trust, right? Oh, great question. Perfectly timed, Lisa. No. Awesome. If you already have a funnel, great. But I would argue, so would Donald, that your website comes first. Okay, get a simple, tiny, succinct, clear website first. That it does a good job of turning traffic into a lead or into an inquiry, and then you can work on your funnel after that. Okay. You also don't want to work on traffic either. That's another thing I'll talk about. So many of us think, I can just fix my business woes if I just had more traffic, if I had more referrals or more Facebook ads that worked, whatever it is. No, you don't want to send traffic. It's like inviting somebody over to your house before you've cleaned. Like, don't have a party and not clean your house, right? Clean your house first so you know you're going to make an awesome first impression. And with the traffic that you have today, you're going to do a good job of making a first impression. Then when you get all of this stuff built, then you focus on traffic, and then you focus on building out your funnel. Awesome. Cool beans. I love it. Just admit, this is a place we all hide in tinkering with things that don't matter, instead of going after the emotionally risky things like taking another business owner out to coffee, or building a partnership in your community, or volunteering, or finding a fundraiser you can donate services to, whatever it is that you know is going to have a real impact on your business versus just swapping out different things, right? Okay. Let's jump into website reviews here in a second. We're making good time. So that is how to apply the StoryBrand concepts to your website. And hopefully it's clear now what to prioritize on the project of getting your website clear first and then working on the other things. Before I dig into reviews, I'm going to talk about, many of you guys know, Don says, I live in the tinkering cave. So do I. We all have to be, first step is admitting it and being aware of it so that we can adjust for it, right? Thanks for sharing and your honesty, Don. Here's what's next. Some of you know that I've decided to launch a boot camp this week. It's a 2-day boot camp. I'm going to tell you about some of the different options, and I'm going to review some websites and answer all of your questions about what's next. And based on where you are at, what your budget's like, what your money situation is like, your business, what stage of your business you're at, what's the right next step. So normally, we talked about Megan DePiro. And I've been aware of this system for a long time. When you start with StoryBrand, you can get the online training and you kind of do it yourself, or you can hire a guide. You can go to clarifyyourmessage.com and hire an expert, somebody who's been certified like me. There's almost 500 guides around the country and around the world, and you can work with somebody one-on-one. If you are in a position where you have capital to invest, like Megan DePuro does, I think she's shared that she's doing an average over $500,000 a year in just portrait sales. It made a lot of sense for her to spend anywhere from, I think most guides, depending on how much of the funnel and the website you have them build, start anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. That's a small percentage of Megan's overall revenue. For some of you, that would be all of your revenue. So it doesn't make sense to go here, right? So what's the other end of the spectrum? You're stuck with all of these DIY tools. I wanted, me and my team have seen this gap, this hard decision, like where do other photographers go if they need help, if they keep getting stuck doing it all themselves, which is why we created the StoryBrand website bootcamp. It used to be 3 days, but we've continued to believe in the same ethos that less is more, that your time is your most valuable thing. The old days of 70 hours worth of training, remember all of those, like 5 years ago online, you get to show up free, and then for $99 you'd get like 40 hours of awesome training. You're like, yeah, this is so great. Then you sit down to try to watch 40 hours of training. Again, raise your hand, say that's me. If you've invested in other training programs and not finished watching, let alone implementing, you haven't even watched 10% of the training videos there. So what I wanted to do is something different. I want to give you an option that's better, or less, that is more accessible to more photographers that don't have $5,000 to hire somebody one-to-one in their city. And to give you more than just the standard pretty templates, right? What can I give you guys that includes step-by-step training, not hours of training, but just the stuff you need to finish your website. So we figured out a way to do this in less than 3 hours. So we're going to do it 2 days. Tomorrow, training starts tomorrow and then Thursday. And I'm going to give you the templates, the copywriting formulas, because there's nothing harder than staring at a blank screen and wondering what to write. I'm going to give you examples of existing StoryBrand websites that we've helped other photographers create. You're going to get feedback from me and my team directly. You're going to get accountability and feedback from your peers in the private Facebook group. And then finally, once you've polished the words, you don't even have to build the site. My team is going to build the site for you. This is tremendous. This is so much more than just a training. This is a service. When you normally hire a web designer, a developer, it's in the thousands of dollars, which is money well spent if your business has that to invest, right? So you're going to get the one-on-one training as another bonus. Once we build your first version of your site, you jump on live one-to-one with an expert on my team to help coach you through how to make changes, how to make additional pages, and how to make final tweaks to the content. And then a separate one-on-one dedicated call with an expert on my team to help you with the tech issues of transferring your domain, managing if you've got a blog and URLs, you've got multiple URLs and multiple niches. We'll help you prioritize and get the site live. Pretty awesome. So it's as simple as Mad Libs, right? Who here has done a Mad Lib exercise where there's no guessing, right? It's super fun when you're a kid. You just insert the words. That's what building your website with this bootcamp this week is going to feel like. There's no guesswork. There's no sitting and thinking like, oh crap, I hate words. It's so much easier when you use our formula. So it's going to be 2 days. First, if you got the live bootcamp, then when you're all done, you get going through your worksheet, you submit it and post it to the private group. You get feedback from me, my team, and your peers, and you're ready. You think you got it in a good spot. You just hand it over to my team and we build your site for you. so great. This is tremendous. I'm so excited to have this part of the process now. The only way we can do this is the support and the marketing coaches on my team are so good at building in our platform that we can offer this now as a service instead of just giving you everything and having you do it yourself. And then you get those one-on-one transfer calls to make sure that you understand everything we've built, where to go next, and how to set up your domain. Because frankly, I need to talk to Shannon on my team. Anytime I need to transfer a domain, I'm like, Shannon, let's jump on a call. I need your help. So we're giving that same amazing resource to you. All of this stuff you can easily see: two-day training, private Facebook group, website examples, copy formulas, and templates. We build it for you. One-on-one training, 2 dedicated calls, one-on-one with my team. And we're going to throw in as a bonus an extra year of unlimited sticky folios for landing pages and guides and tips and one-off sales pages. 1 year of sticky albums to help you get more referrals. And then 1 year of hosting, all thrown in. And then you can have unlimited pages on your site using this new StoryBrand template. Then finally, I'll talk more about this bonus workshop, how you get access to that. I'm going to throw all this stuff in here, easily worth over $3,000. Retail price right now is $1,000, which is a huge bargain. Again, I explained that the only way we can offer it at this price is because of our expertise in this narrow thing. But the workshop, special price for you guys. Today's the last day to sign up. We start tomorrow. You save $400 and only have to invest $599 today. You can also break that into smaller payments if you need to. But go to Sticky BFY. Let me post that in the chat real quick. I'm going to take all your questions, review all your sites, but go to stickybfy.com. I just posted it there in the chat. Lisa says, this is crazy good news. I love it. So yeah, go to stickybfy.com, type it into your phone or any browser, and it will walk through everything that's included, and you can choose your payment options there. You can split it down into a couple different payments and spread out the payment terms a little while if that's what you need to do. Okay, now let's jump into some reviews here in a sec. Meredith, a graduate of the program, of our beta program, said, I went from feeling completely overwhelmed about how to communicate through my website to a more streamlined process with a clear message. Completely overwhelmed. Who can relate to feeling overwhelmed about this? Then she said, it was a no-brainer to hire Sticky to help me create my new and improved and more effective website. Their continued tough love enabled me to hone in and really focus on what message I wanted to communicate to my potential clients. Nate, Shannon, and the gang at Sticky took the hours and months-long delays it would have taken me to DIY, and we completed a sleek and stylish website in about a week's time. So Meredith was awesome about getting her homework done, the small little steps, giving us her images and her words. And so my team can kind of run right alongside. As fast as you run, we can go just as fast also. All right. Tomorrow, I haven't locked in the time yet, guys. Everybody's saying what time. I think it's going to be in the afternoon, but don't let the time of the workshop be a deal breaker for anybody. The training will be live in a private Facebook group, and it'll stay there on demand. And we trim it down to the most valuable content. So even if you can't show up live, you only are going to have about 2.5-ish hours of content to review, and you can still continue to participate throughout the week, getting the same feedback, accountability, and coaching with the group. So we're going to kick off tomorrow afternoon. I got to lock in the exact time. Everybody will get notified right away. So Meredith says, the way that Nate teaches works really well for me. He's organized, succinct, personable, and has great visuals. This is one of my proudest kind of accomplishments. I love this stuff. Let's see. Steve said, I started the booster program and didn't finish. How much of this overlaps with the StoryBrand? It doesn't overlap at all. It's actually the perfect dovetail. This will be the great kick in your pants to get it all done. This once you have the StoryBrand site done, we found that everybody with the booking booster system are just getting that much better results. Because remember, we talked about the website's job is to get the lead, period, right? Get that done first, and then we'll finish the funnel part. That is so much that the job of the funnel and the booking system is to take that lead and nurture it and educate it and build trust in those inquiries so that they show up to a consult with you. Okay. Let's see. Don, this is different. Yep. I'll talk more about that. Looks like we've got a couple people that are curious. So it's totally different. They are perfect, separate, kind of, they complement each other perfectly. But I would say that right now, the priority is getting your website done first and then adding the booking booster system later. Thank you so much, Jenny. I'm going to call you Miss Lang from now. I'm so excited to see you in training tomorrow. This is going to be a blast. So fun. Okay. So that's the review. It's tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow and Wednesday. Yeah. I'll send out calendar invites and all that stuff. Let's see. What if we already have a domain? Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm going to talk about this in a second. Great question. So within the bootcamp, it's all going to be on demand. And so with each step, we're going to break down the 10 required sections of your one-page website. And we're going to show you exactly what to build, what to say, what to write in each section. And you're going to do the homework in a worksheet and then post your results in the group. And then we all get to give you feedback. It's super fun. And then you send over your portfolio images, your logo, and then you submit your copy just one step at a time. And then once we get everything, my team builds it for you. Within a week or two, you get an invite to set up your handoff and your review call. And then, we will proof it. When we take your content you've given us, we'll spend one more quick time to make sure that you didn't make any mistakes. There's no grammar or spelling errors. We make sure it's nice and clean and professional. Then we build it. And then within about 2 weeks of you giving us everything, we'll have your site ready to go. D. Lee, good to see you as always. I hope you're well. This does not include email. Email stuff is separate. But if you've got multiple services from us, you're on your first strategy and kind of review call, we'll spend time reviewing what all of your sticky memberships. Okay, we love you so much gratitude for your continued loyalty. We're gonna make sure you're getting the loyalty discounts and the loyalty pricing, that you're using each of the different pieces of the sticky marketing tool suite. If any of you are brand new, don't worry about anything I just said. We're not going to boil the ocean. We're going to build one thing first, just your website. A clean, clear, simple website that does its job. Okay? All right, and then we'll wrap up with how to make those edits, how to add other pages. And again, we'll do a kind of an account review, showing you what you've got access to, what you're paying for. If anybody does have access, already has a sticky membership, we extend your membership by 12 months. So you're getting all of that value. So cool. All right. So fun. Okie doke. So anyway, that's my promise. Here's the strategy. Let me show you the other ways you could use this software. So you're going to, with this $5.99 limited time price, you get the bootcamp, the built for you, the free sticky albums, the bonus folios. The thing we build for you is a website, totally functional, awesome, beautiful website. But you could also think of it as a wireframe. So Lisa, you've been asking a few questions like this. Do we maintain our web hosting sites and you adopt our site, or do we drop our host after transferring it? Good question. So in general, you always manage your hosting. Your domain registrar. So like whether that's GoDaddy or Hover or One-on-One, whoever you pay where your domain is registered at. Sometimes that's the same as the host, but usually it's separate, okay? You maintain that, and right now, if it's pointed at WordPress or Squarespace or some other website, we would help you, if you're ready to and you want to, you could instead point that domain at Sticky and let Sticky host your website. And after 12 months, we host your website for 12 months. And after that, if you want us to continue hosting your website along with sticky albums and folios and unlimited pages, StoryBrand pages, that would be, you would renew at $2.99. So most of you'd pay $5.99 today. And then as long as everything's working and we prove that this is something you want, it's on us to prove that this is worth it and this is valuable. You get an opportunity to optionally renew in 12 months for $2.99. Okay. If you don't want, let's say you don't want to use Sticky to host and you just wanted the albums and folios, that price now is down to $1.99. And if you wanted, you can just use this one-page site we create for you as a wireframe. Wireframe. What do you think about a wireframe? It's the baking instructions, right? What should the words and the content be on your website, and in which order, so that you could give this website / wireframe to anybody to have them build out a gorgeous, functional, clear, concise website on any platform, right? You can use that as your wireframe if you don't want to do your hosting with us. Totally cool. So awesome. All right, cool. So yeah, this is the template. I'm going to show you guys some examples here in a second. Looks like we've already got some people signing up. I'm so excited to see you guys tomorrow. So go to stickybfy.com to open that up another tab. Now let's run through the feedback. So we all struggle with articulating how we help our ideal clients or how we solve problems. As photographers, we are great at creating images, but fail at coming up with good copy that emotionally connects with our audience. I can totally relate to that. StoryBrand Bootcamp not only does a great job of focusing photographers to think like our clients, but has also come up with a simple formula that guides you into writing your own copy and easily pouring that content into a new single page website. So I give you guys formulas for each section like this. So this is the Mad Lib style I was talking about, right? So for your website hero, this needs to be a clear, succinct sentence on what does your target client want. You just write it there. And then for the subheading, you talk about your niche, photography, who's it for, and in and around your SEO city you care about. So your website would then say, if you're in wedding, it's your day, enjoy it. That is what your target client wants to do. They want to enjoy it. They want to be, they're feeling stressed, planning their complicated wedding and all the different emotions and everything they're thinking about. They want to make sure they can trust their photographer, right? So it's your day, enjoy it. That's what they want. And then you can say wedding photography for awesome couples in and around SEO city, in and around Twin City, whatever it is. So that's how simple using our templates is going to be, okay? This kind of WYSIWYG or Mad Lib style paint by number, all right? Let me jump ahead now. Here we go. Website reviews. So remember, I'm going to share some examples through this main piece of feedback. Can this help me? Do I know who this is for? And is it clear within seconds or less than a second that if this can help your target client? And is it simple? Is it immediately clear that you are easy to do business with? And I'm not going to have to burn unnecessary calories to understand your website or to do business with you, right? So keep the questions coming, guys. As I do this review section, if you've got any issues you're concerned about or any part of the training today that didn't make sense, keep the questions coming and I'll hang out here until we get all of them answered, all right? Okay, so the brain's always working. I'm going to be looking at ways that your websites have too many bowling balls. And when we drop one idea, we drop them all, right? So that's what I'm going to cover. Some quick technical issues that I've seen every time I do the website reviews. These are my pet peeves that are old school kind of habits that we've got to break. Stop putting text quotes on images, whether it's testimonials or parts of your website. I get it. I used to do it too. We're more comfortable, some of us, using Photoshop than we are using a website builder. And so we can make something look great in an image with like a testimonial, and we love that. But here's the problem. Once you put that on a website, you got to optimize the image for the web, and then that text will oftentimes look blurry or pixelated depending on the size or the compression. And then depending on the device that image is viewed on, it's hard to read. So you don't want to put text on images. And then this whole rotating carousel of quotes, of testimonials, of gallery images, this has got to go away. Okay, it's like it's showing that you don't trust. You're not giving your visitor credit that they know how to use the internet. Okay, there's no way you can get the timing right for every visitor of how long it takes them to read a testimonial. I get it. You're trying to say, look, I've got all these testimonials. You can trust me. That's what you're trying to say. But instead, you're like, what happens is I'll start to read one of them, go, oh, this is a really, really good. Oh, it's gone. And so I'm never going to read another section, another testimonial. I'm not even going to try because you made it go away too fast. Okay. So that really can damage and hurt the trust and make it like, God, my brain's having to work too hard to understand this site. And then another basic one with just technical trust is SSL. So many photographers still don't have SSL, and this is something you've got to prioritize because Google is going to start hurting your search ranking based on this alone. All right, here we go. Here's one from Linda Submit. So right away, I'm scanning down. Some of this copy is hard to read. There's all of these choices across the top menu. Well, it says welcome. A lot of times old school website copy is like, welcome, thanks for coming. That's not how, like, I don't care. I don't need to be welcomed. I want you to tell me how you can help me, okay? Providing pet photography in Southern California. That's what you do, but that's not the problem that you solve. I dig deeper into some of this great quotes here. See, this is the copy I found deep in your website, Linda, is capture the spirit that brings you joy every day. Guys, just put yourself, if any of you have pets or a dog, imagine you're shopping for a pet photographer. Compare this, let me back up. Compare this just within seconds to this. Capture the spirit that brings you joy every day. That's what they want. Portrait and wall art, for dog lovers in Southern California who want to celebrate your one-of-a-kind special bond. It's not cute. It doesn't have to be clever, but it's crystal clear. And let's chat. A nice, clear, simple call to action to what happens next. Okay? Can this help me? Will it be simple? I showed this example earlier. I'm confused and I don't even know how to navigate this site versus, okay, I finally start to understand. I don't really know. I don't want to know who we are. I want to know how you help me. Okay. This testimonial here in Sabrina's site is so amazing. If you're wondering, when we go into the workshop, we're going to use your testimonials and the words your clients are using as one of the first and most powerful places to get good words you use in your headlines and in your website copy. So Sabrina took the most amazing pictures of my little family to celebrate our upcoming adoption. They came out fantastic. She absolutely was able to catch each one of my kids' personalities, even with meltdowns from my youngest. Fantastic pictures that we will treasure forever. This testimonial is a little too long. We talk about how to edit down some of the testimonials and break them up. But in here, I just love this little copy about leaning in to the pain and the hesitation that your clients are thinking about before hiring you. So remember the before was this, right? What if we back up? What if instead we go back to the clear standard that there's a logo here? This needs a nice clear call to action here, but You deserve family portraits that are good enough to hang on the wall, even if someone wants to have a meltdown that day. So this gets a little cute, but it's super clear who this is for and how you can help. Get family portraits that you'll love, even if someone wants to have a meltdown that day. It speaks to both what people want and to the pain and hesitation that they have in hiring a photographer. So for me, I try to hire a family portrait photographer every year, or at least every other year for my family. And one of the biggest hesitations has nothing to do with the photographer, but my own insecurity about, are my kids going to behave, right? So lean into that. Show them that you empathize, you understand the challenge, and that you can help, even if their kids are just being kids. That's what kids do, right? Awesome. Don, yes, it's being recorded. I'm doing it again tonight at 7:00. I'll send out the replay. Yes. We can embed video. Lisa, there's a spot for a video as well, and link it out to other videos. Axel says, does the website you build also, of course, yeah, we are all mobile first. So let's see, here we go. Let me jump over. I've got a couple of your other sites brought up. I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you some of the examples that we've built already, who've been through the boot camp last month, and some of you guys have asked for help. So here we go. So you can see on the left here are those of you who have grabbed a section of you guys that want feedback, and then over here are the template, the websites that are live that we've built. So for Angela, she's in newborn. Look at how simple this is, guys. There's no guesswork of how to navigate this site. Nice, clean, and simple logo. Nice, clean call to action. Capture every detail of your newborn. Okay, so if I'm a high school senior, does this website help me? No, it doesn't have to. But if I am a potential new parent, expecting parent, immediately, yes, I'm nervous about how do I prepare for a session? What's the right time to have a newborn session? They're going to grow up so fast. Am I going to miss this opportunity because there's so much, right? Capture every detail of your newborn. Newborn photography for discerning moms in and around Baltimore area. Okay? Easygoing, complete family, heirloom prints. Super, super simple. Okay? Let's compare that to Mountain Heather photography. I love that you're showing wall art. You guys all know, but anybody knows me, you know I love showing what you sell. That's fantastic. But now one of the big mistakes we're seeing is copy written for Google, not for humans. Outdoor family adventures, landscape, personal brand. That sentence doesn't make sense. And then you see that image that just jumped in is just a picture of you. That's, unless it's like a picture of you having fun with your clients, I don't think you need to incorporate this rolling cycle of pictures. Why family pictures? Why wall art? So instead of starting with why, today's family sessions are changing. There are a lot more cameras, phones, but families are busier than ever. Because those high quality prints will not, let's see. It feels like this chunk of paragraph, anytime we have a big chunk of words like this, our brain is going, I'm not sure, this is going to take me a bunch of calories to read and understand. And I'm not sure that it's going to be worth my time. That's the first thing people are saying when they get to your site, okay? And then an outdoor gallery, you lead with family stuff here, which I think is great, but then why do I want to look at the outdoor gallery? It's not a clear next step call to action, or you want it to be super clear, super obvious, and you want it to feel simple. So I'm going to see if I can find in here for you a headline that I would use instead of this one. Something like, you deserve family portraits you're proud to hang on the wall. That's it. That's what your clients want. You deserve family portraits you're proud to hang on the wall. All right, let's take a look at Elise Campbell. Again, great work, gorgeous. I love you're showing in a frame. These are so, your work is stunning. One of my pet peeves also with online marketing is having your logo watermark on your gallery. It cheapens how gorgeous your artwork is. You've already got your logo persisting up here in the top. I don't think you need it again down here. Art for your walls featuring the ones you love most of all. That's close, but I think we can make that even stronger in a second. I love those of you that are doing this, the tween. I've got a 12-year-old daughter, so this one's near and dear to my heart. As art and so evolved, I dug deep. This is so good. Instead of talking about your journey, you want to talk about the way you're helping, right? The way you're helping solve this problem is that too many young, especially young girls, are feeling insecure, right? So by creating a tangible piece of art that features some words about who she is and some portraits, we create a touchstone for her to carry with her throughout her life. So I would do something like, so you're selling, your target client is the parent, right? With this, I would showcase this project front and center because it's so emotional. I think it's so compelling. It helps you stand out. People are still going to hire you for other family portraits, but I think this is just such a great thing of saying like, show her she is loved. I'm sorry, get a little emotional thinking about my daughter starts middle school next week. I can't believe. Middle school was tough for me, so I get all excited and scared. So that's what we want as parents, right? Just say what it is they want as the hero. Show her how much she's loved. That's your headline. That's your hero message. And how much clearer and more succinct that immediately the parent shopping for family portraits knows exactly that they are in the right place, that you can help. It would even work even over this image. Show your family how much they're loved. And then you can get more specific on the page. Instead of having to decide, right? There's a bunch of other noise here that they've got to sort through. And you need a more compelling singular call to action of what's next. And this winner, again, this is pretty cool. I would showcase this lower on the page. Congratulations. I think that's awesome. It shows some social proof. But this is just as valuable in an email sequence or a blog post or on social media. Okay. Let's look at this one. I'm going to show you one more. Keep the questions coming, guys. Lisa says, I love your wall art. It's so cool. Anybody else have questions? You know where to sign up for tomorrow, stickybfy.com. So here's Rick Law's finished site. Celebrate your high school seniors' unique personality. Senior photography for busy families in and around the DFW Metroplex. So this one little sentence is good for Google, right? But it's also readable for humans. Celebrate your high school seniors' unique personality. Simple process, images unique to you, heirloom quality prints. This year can feel like a blur. As a parent of a teen, there never seems to be enough time. See how you're showing how much you understand them and building credibility by understanding their challenge of having a high school senior and what to do and how to make this memorable versus see how this flows to testimonials, to this gorgeous gallery where you can go full screen and swipe through your very best, awesome, standout, one-of-a-kind images. Then you've got the nice, clean process. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Schedule, again, singular, clear call to action. There you go. Versus here, having to decide between these different genres, I've got to burn calories, right? Discover, become photography. I don't understand. That sentence doesn't immediately make sense. It's not what I want. I don't want to discover, become I want, if I'm a parent or I'm a high school senior, I want high school senior pictures that showcase and celebrate their unique personality. That's something that I want. So that's something you want to put front and center and make it clear. Again, the imagery here, you want to pick your very, very best, and you want it to, it's so much easier when it's just one unique, let's see if I go to here, discover the wonderful. That's too vague and cute. Whereas at Discover, we believe in discovering all the awesome, wonderful moments and connections that create your story and capture them. We believe in having fun. And that's, if you just pick one of these cool things that you believe in, like have a blast on your photo session. Like taking, like family portraits don't have to be boring. We love having a blast with all of our clients. Like that's what people want. That's what they care about. We don't have to say it like this. All right. And we don't have to make them work through going through multiple pages when it can all be there clean and simple on one page. Again, let's see, David, real estate photography services. Again, that's too much wasted space talking to Google. This can be smaller. We don't need to say your name again because we've already got it other places. You want to say David Allen Productions. Again, we say you don't need to say it again. Your client is the hero, not you, right? Provides modern and exciting real estate photography solutions that make your property the star of the show. Boom, that's it. That's your headline. Make your property the star of the show. Put that right there, okay? Instantly clear, tells your website visitors that they're in the right place and that you can help them. You've got this video floating in the background. That's cool. I dig the lens. I care about lenses. Your clients don't. I get it. You're trying to show that you're an expert and you're a pro, but they don't care about that. Showcase one of your awesome images here that really stand out, and then put that hero message. Make your property the star, right? The star of the show. Give your future customers the best experience possible. Exceptional service at an affordable price. You don't think you want to stand out at a price. You don't want to lean on price. You want to focus on the value. Yes, video can totally engage viewers, but you want to make the content, like the best video I think you could ever have on your site across all genres is somebody taking video of you interacting with your clients and having fun. You like showing, like posing or showing the back of your camera to your client and having fun. That is the best type of video, followed by video of your client looking at their products for the first time, or seeing the video, or watching the reveal, or watching their images, or looking at their book. That's what you sell. Showing that is gold. But just showing random video like this doesn't accomplish the same thing. Okay. What other questions, hesitations? I can come back to more reviews. Let me know if this is helpful, seeing some of these one-off reviews. I think you guys get the same thing I'm going to say here, is there's just way too much happening. You've got the weather. Thanks, but I get that that's probably important to your business, doing whale tours and taking pictures and all of that. But I don't think that's necessary. People have their own preferred weather app that they probably check anyways. Focus on the main thing that you help people solve. Only to where I think if that's the one, just start with guaranteed to show you a whale today, right? Whale watch guarantee. We don't overcome. Like, these are a cool bonus. Some of the most important words you've got on your site here are the smallest. We've got to flip it. Flip it to where you're starting to talk about the problem you solve and the things people care about. You want that to be front and center in your website copy. And so you've got a lot of good copy here that we could easily plug in, kind of paint by number style, into a cleaner format like this, where you're talking about each important StoryBrand concept in the right order with plenty of white space. We're not overwhelming them with things of too many overlays or too many calls to action. Make it super, super simple. Okay, cool. So let's see. I've got a couple more things to wrap up with. Let me go back to my slides here. Oh, nope. This one here. Let's see. Make sure you guys can hear and see me still. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Jan says, I highly appreciate the way you explain things in simple terms and so honestly and straight to the point. That means so much. I'm glad this has been helpful. I'm interested in the bootcamp as one starts tomorrow. It's a short notice and I have to plan my budget. I'm not sure when we offer it again. It could be a couple months from now and the price is going to go up each time we get better and better at this and we add more value. There's one awesome training as a bonus. I don't know. This is, I had this ready to go. Here we go. Okay. So some of you guys might be nervous about traffic. A common question we go is, okay, what about website traffic? I get this awesome new site built, but what about traffic? Here's my extra special bonuses when you sign up today. Number one, when you submit everything within 14 days, it'll be halfway through September. If you get everything done, you'll get a chance for me to be the one to review your copy live. So that's going to be a bonus training in the workshop. That once, if you're stuck halfway through and you don't have all your words kind of polished or done, you can watch me take other websites that are finished and my team's built, and I'll go through and add that final polish like I did today of really sharpening your words. So it's a special bonus. If you get your stuff to me fast enough, you'll be entered in, and I'm going to go through as many as I possibly can. But I'll select those of you that get them to me first, and I'll go through and I'll review your copy one-on-one. That alone, you can't hire a guide to go through your website like that for less than $1,000. So that's a special bonus that I'll do, kind of a first come, first serve, but everybody's going to get access to those reviews. So it's just as valuable to watch me review somebody else's, I think, also. The other awesome bonus is once you get us your site and we have your review call, and if you can get this is kind of an accountability bonus. If you get your site live with us or with somebody else, some other host, that's fine. You get access to my Double Your Traffic workshop. So it's going to be a bonus workshop where I go through how to use sticky albums, all of the best tips and tricks and tactics, the way to use sticky albums that you have access to boost word of mouth referrals, all the cool creative ways to use it, how to do social media that doesn't make you crazy. I'm going to give you a step-by-step SEO guide without weird manipulations, but without having to worry about blogging, but basic things you've got to get set up on your site and off of your site to start ranking in Google. An introduction to partnership marketing, how to get your foot in the door, how to strengthen the relationships that you have, and then several more very practical tactics. So that will happen. I'm not going to give you access to this until your site's live. Why? Because remember, we don't want to invite people. We don't want to have a party at your house until you've had a chance to clean your house. This is me giving you tough love, right? We want your house clean, organized, simple, awesome. You want your website to make an amazing first impression. Why go through all of the energy of any kind of ads or partnerships or referrals or anything to start sending more strangers to your website today if we know that it's messy? We know that we need to tighten it up, simplify it, clarify it. So that is within 30 days, you get your new awesome StoryBrand site live. And then I'm going to go through the very best traffic tactics that I've seen work over the last 10 years. Okay, that's my special bonus training worth another $500. Will be included for those of you that join this cohort this time. I don't know if I'm going to include that workshop. I might sell that workshop next time. All right, because that alone is going to be pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. What else? What other questions? Anybody else hesitant? Do you have samples? Industrial. Interesting. We've got headshot and I think we've got some personal brand photographers, but that's not going to limit. Like I think that industrial will work perfectly, and we'll definitely be able to help use the I'll send out some samples in the replay later today. I showed you guys some already. The template looks very similar. There's cool ways to make we've got some built-in designs where you can change the look and feel a little bit so that not everything looks the same. But as we talked about earlier, that shouldn't be your priority anyway. Lisa, you're super welcome. I hope to see you in the training tomorrow. Yes, D. Lee says, can I connect my email funnels and folios to the website? 100% yes. They perfectly dovetail getting the website, a simple, clean website. Many of you might already have some website you're using sticky already in a way we didn't intend. We'll finally get it on a template that's designed to be your homepage. It's going to do an amazingly better job at converting traffic into lead. Incorporating your sticky email forms and exit intent, and your follow-up emails and follow-up sticky folios, etc. If you have any questions, Gennaro, you can email us at support@stickyalbums.com. Anything we didn't cover today. I've got a couple last things to talk about. Deely, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. She says, yeah, no brainer. I love it. I'm so excited for those of you that already finished it. Finished the built for you funnel system. It's going to be great. Let's see. Submit your portfolio images. What's the question there, Lisa? Oh, for tomorrow. No. You don't need to have that right. Nope, you got plenty of time. Start thinking about it. I think that's probably, to be honest, I teach people just give us your website you have today and let us use those images so we get it done. I don't want anybody to get bogged down. Sometimes finding the portfolio images is the hardest part. So I'll give you some tricks on how to pare it down to just the best. Joseph, what if you have two business models? One is high volume and the other is family. Great question. Pick one. The first kickoff tomorrow is going to be picking. I'm going to give you some criteria on how to pick one. Okay. Where is this question? I got to go to my FAQs. Where is that? Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to come back to your question here. Make sure I get everybody's common questions. Can I use this on so-and-so host? Yes. You can use this on Sticky to be your host. You can use it on Squarespace. We're going to give you this. If you don't want to use Sticky to host it, that's all good. You can use the wireframe or the template we give you as the step-by-step exact instructions of what order, of exactly what images and what content and what words needs to be on your website, however you choose to build it or have somebody else build it. If you already have Sticky, it's $5.99 today, and then we're going to add a whole year to your current membership. So that could easily cost you $2.99 to add a year. You're going to get all of that baked in. You're getting that $2.99 free, getting access to this whole new training value and service and us building for you and step-by-step coaching, all of that. And then this is currently the only way to get access to the website template. I'm not giving this template to anybody else unless they finish the boot camp. Okay, you've got to do this boot camp to get access to this awesome new template. Okay, somebody just said you've got multiple niches. Start with one. Tomorrow I'm going to walk you through. Do you just pick one, your most common niche, your most successful niche, the niche with the most profit or the most revenue or the most traffic? We're going to pick one. And you can also treat that as your umbrella site. And then we'll show you when everything's done, how you can duplicate. You can easily duplicate the one you build and then go in and tweak it for any sub genres or sub niches that you can add to the menu, the page menu. So those of you that do have multiple pages, as much as it hurts me to say this, yes, you will be able to have a multi-page website that you can create with Sticky now and with a persistent menu that floats across the top. But so let me know, Joseph, if that answers your question. We'll pick one, okay? We'll get it done, and then that's the best way to start. And then you'll get access. You'll get unlimited access to add multiple pages however you choose. Gennaro, thank you so much. I'm glad this was helpful. I hope to see you tomorrow. Anybody else that wants to jump on board, remember it's stickybfy.com, and you can jump on, lock in your access. Some people say, hey, can you just write all of this for me? Not really. And here's the reality here, guys, of the value of what you're getting. I could, and other guides could, write and build this completely for you. But here's the thing that I didn't realize up front either, is nobody can write your website for you unless they've spent at least a half a day, probably a full day, getting to know you, listening, learning about your customer, interviewing some of your customers before they can do a good job of writing it all for you. So that's what's awesome about this course. That's where I think Rick says it. This is an absolutely different type of training, because at the end of the day, you get a completed website that emotionally connects with your clients. You get we're with you every step of the way, providing advice, suggestions, encouragement. Ultimately, this is your own words. So I'm going to show you how to do this on your own. And it ends up with a web page. It makes all the more rewarding and confidence building. Going to save you tons of time. I've figured out a way to get those words out of you in just 2-ish hours, right? I want us all to start being more diligent, right? When you sign up for training, the old school online training is like, you get hours and hours and hours, 7, 10, 20 plus hours of expert HD training. We've got to start being careful of those investments. There are some programs out there that I fully support and believe in. If you have the time, the discipline to complete it all, and the discipline to implement it all. I, on the other hand, am trying to tune out and turn off so much of the stuff that I could teach you, and only focusing on the stuff you need to hear so that you can get this done. So that at the end of this 2.5 hours of training, you get everything done, submit the homework, get feedback, finalize it, give it to my team to do the hard technical part, the mundane, boring part of building it for you. So it's just this perfect combination of, we got to accept that there's some parts that you just have to do, right? And I'm going to make it as easy as possible for us to do it for you. Okie doke. Any last minute questions? Let's see. So excited. I picked one. Great deal, Nate. I'm glad to see you tomorrow, Joseph. Barbara, what if we want separate websites, especially if we are transitioning, dropping, not ready yet? I think that pick the service that you want to focus on. That's what will help you choose, right? You can easily add more later to your menu. That persistent bar across the top can have links out to any page, anything you want to link out to, okay? So we can add it as we go. But I promise you, Barbara, over the last 10 years of working with any photographer, I've anybody who has decided to focus on one genre, their sales have always gone up, especially their profitability has gone up. Okay, keep the questions coming. I've got one last thing to share with you guys. This has been fun. So you got a handful of you guys still hanging out. I love it. So if there's anything else, any questions you might have, anything you're concerned about, this is the fastest way to get an answer. Just go ahead and type it into the box here. While you're thinking about it, I'm going to share one more story. Okay. So people only book after they read words that make them want to book, right? It's the words. Words are so hard, so important. But I want, again, to make sure you feel understood and kind of, I don't feel this pressure that you should have somehow known how to do this on your own, because a lot of brands, a lot of people kind of contribute to that pressure, and I want to relieve that pressure. Jerry Seinfeld was on Tim Ferriss's podcast talking about writing, and his daughter was starting a college course on writing. He says, explaining this to my daughter, she's frustrated that writing is so difficult because no one told her that it's the most difficult thing in the world. The most difficult thing in the world is to write. People tell you to write like you can do it, like you're supposed to be able to do it. Nobody can do it. It's impossible. The greatest people in the world can't do it. What you're summoning, trying to summon within your brain, your spirit to create something onto a blank page is not easy. So if you're going to do it, you should first be told, and that's what I'm doing here, is what you are attempting to do is incredibly difficult. One of the most difficult things there is. So this is why I've devoted so much time and energy to building out this system, this platform, this training, this process, leveraging everything I've learned about making this as simple as possible and as affordable as possible for photographers in your position, is that the words on your website are both the most important thing and the hardest thing, okay? That's the reality, right? So that is the most important thing, and that's what I want to help you guys solve for. By giving you the boot camp, the accountability, the hosting, all of these things included step by step, the templates, the formulas, all of it, okay? So I said if you guys are still looking for that free guide, I promised I'd share this. You can go to mystorybrand.com. If you haven't already, this would be a great complement to the course, is to work on your StoryBrand brand script. There's cool little videos to watch where Donald Miller teaches you each section of what to write in each of these. This is a great, amazing free resource. I've done it so many times and it's great every time. So that's another bonus from today's training. Let's see. Axel says, how easy would it be to take a website built from your team to another website? Super simple. So let me just show you quick. I go to desktop. Here we go. So this is what you're going to get here. This is the site hosted on our servers, the Sticky Folio servers, right? And so imagine we would just hand you you could save all of your imagery. You probably, if you know for sure you're not going to host with us, we would just give you your images back. We wouldn't have to necessarily even build this out with your imagery. It's these words and the design that you could very easily emulate in a Squarespace template if you wanted to. This is the important sections that I love, is these 3 bullets right here that hang out just below the hero. Then you've got this problem section. This is just an image with some copy and some bullets, a 3-section area for 3 of your best testimonials, a really cool gallery. We love this slider gallery so that it kind of is the best of both worlds. It doesn't take up too much of the site. On mobile, it looks great. They can swipe through it like this, or they can click in on a big screen and see your great clear images. And they can scroll down and build out this clear 1, 2, 3 process. I think, Axel, you also asked how mobile friendly it is. You can see how great this still looks on a mobile device like that. And then there's a bio section at the bottom. So you could easily just copy and paste or give this to anybody who builds websites, right? So let me know if that answers your question, Axel. This is very easily used as something else, as a guide to building this out. The hard part is the words, period, right? That's the part we're going to focus on, is what words go where and how to write them, okay? Good question, Axel. Let me end with this concept. This is something new I've been thinking about. And I want you, if you're comfortable sharing where you think you're at, let me know if this is helpful for helping you decide what to do next, okay? The thousands of photographers that I've worked with, let's see, Lisa says quickly, it's such a super product. Nate, love mobile albums. You can be I love it. Yes, you're going to love this new template. It's so fun. It's super clear, and it completes the whole suite perfectly. Okay. Back to this. All right. So in the thousands of photographers that I've been working with the last decade, I've tried to think about where each photographer is at along the journey and kind of simplify it. And there's 3 main groups. The beginner, there's what I call the hustler, and the professional, okay? And think about where you belong in this group. Let me know if you're comfortable sharing. Just type the word. Where do you think you fit in this grouping? Beginners typically are around $15,000 to $20,000 in revenue or less part-time. Most of your business is coming from friends and family. You don't really have systems or automation or delegation or team yet. You're still kind of discovering your style, offering multiple genres to kind of figuring out what it is you love most. You want to offer as much as you can, right? Then there's the hustler who's made the transition. They're actually making more money because some of your marketing is working, even though you might not be sure why or how, or it's inconsistent, right? You're starting to feel like, I just don't have enough time. I want to quit my day job, but I don't have enough revenue yet, or I am full-time and I just have to do too many things. You're solidifying your style, ready to focus on one. You feel spread too thin, but you're not yet humming along, kind of spinning your wheels, but not feeling the profit you deserve yet and not able to save for retirement quite yet. Versus a pro, 70 plus or 100 plus, somebody like Megan DePiro, predictable bookings, delegating, has a team, outsourcing more and more, confident in the style, way to shoot, the gear you use. You know exactly who your target client is. Real traction. I'm going to talk about what I mean by traction, and able to save for retirement. So here's the other thing to remember. Regardless of what stage you're at, all of us struggle with imposter syndrome. I'd argue that the pros have accepted this and know deep down that, like, hey, whenever imposter syndrome shows up, I'm working on something important. I'm doing something risky and interesting, and it's always going to be there. And I got to learn how to manage my day with it always showing up. Whereas beginners sometimes and hustlers let the imposter syndrome cripple us from taking action and taking real risks. But the other thing we all have in common is we're all working super hard to get better, spinning our tires. So it's this analogy of traction, right? Whereas beginners are they're doing everything and have no idea what works and what doesn't. Some things we do get us clients. Some things get us good feedback. Sometimes we make money, sometimes we don't. And then with a hustler, sometimes we figure out a couple things that work, right? But it's not clear, when I do this marketing strategy, do I get clients? Do I make profit? And that's the final difference here with the professional, is they figure out the work they're doing contributes to profit. They understand day in, day out the projects, the things they're hiring, the things they're investing on, the ways they're spending their time. They know how that connects to making them profit. Something to strive for, right? Okay. D. Lee, I get it. I love it. Thanks for sharing. You're definitely a hustler. I want to help you make this transition into pro. You deserve it. You work so hard. So back to my point here. Make today's decision. What next? We all know that you've got to have a single, simple, clear website. I've shown you a couple paths to getting there. You can go to reading the StoryBrand book, the My StoryBrand brand script. And if you can afford it, you've got capital to invest, grab the workshop. There is no more cost-effective way to get there. I know that $599 is a meaningful amount of money to invest. On the other end, if you're a professional and you've got healthy profits, I would recommend checking out clarifyyourmessage.com, interviewing and meeting with a potential guide in your city who specializes in photography. And for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, that if you're making this kind of money, it could be worth it. Okay. Especially if you're making Megan DePiro money, like, you can invest in that dedicated work. Or for $599, you can have my team and you can build this out yourself in less time. That's the thing I was trying to explain earlier, is even if you did hire a guide, the one downside here is you're going to have to spend minimum 4 hours with that guide so they can get to know your business. They can get to know photography. I know photography. I know all the genres. My team knows the genres. We know how to help you craft your words for your niche. And I'm going to show you how to unlock the words that you already have and where to put them, how to rearrange them on your site. And of course, if you're a hustler, this is the best way to invest your money right now. Okay. The quickest way to get this project started, completed and live. I love it. Let me know if does this framework help? This is a little rough around the edges. Give me some honest feedback. I've been giving you guys some tough love today. Give me some tough love. Is this helpful in you deciding what to do next? I'm kind of curious. All right. Wrapping up, one last, Laura Meyer. She completed the program. She says, wow, being a photographer and running your own business can be hard. There never seems to be enough time in the day. Having tools that make this easier is not only amazing, but necessary in these fast-paced times. The entire bootcamp experience has been wonderful. My questions were answered quickly. The course made it easy to understand and build out. I really liked having the private Facebook group so that we could all help each other with each step. Having another set of professional eyes on my copy and images was super valuable. They put all the pieces together into a single website that I know will help me nurture and book clients. All right. I'm so excited to work on another niche that I'm growing as well. Thanks, Nate and Sticky team. So that's another photographer. Laura started with one site, and I think she's already working in adding additional niches. Again, any questions about the program, or when to get started, what to do next, anything that I didn't answer today, send us an email at support@stickyalbums.com, and I would love to hear from you. Let's stop hiding, guys. Let's get this stuff done. Let's get your website is only one piece of it, of all of the things you've got to get done. Stop wasting the time tinkering on the things we know don't matter anymore, so that you can get back to doing the things you love. You can get back to doing the things that scare you a little bit, but you know you should be doing, like talking to other small business owners in your community, and that kind of stuff. All right, Gennaro, I'll work. Yes, we can. I'll send out samples later. Watch for the replay email later today. Barbara says, let's see, 25 years professional. Totally get it, Barbara. I get that right now it's very tricky. There's still a lot of unknowns. We've had a couple people, based on other challenges they're going through in their business, take this time. Maybe they're not working. That's why we've priced this the way we have. We've got the payment plan so that you can spend this downtime, if that's what you need, being productive on something that you know is the most important part of your business. Whether you get it done now or in a year, this is still the most important thing you need done right is your website. A crystal clear, simple website that works, that helps your business instead of hurts it, right? You bet, Gennaro. So good. D. Lee. So it does not matter who I have. Nope, doesn't matter at all. You're good to go. Perfect. Lisa, you're going to be so fun to have in the group. I love how supportive you are, helping everybody out, help understand it. This community is so special. I love it. Okay, this was long. I went longer than I thought I would, but you guys were just so fun to hang out with. So I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep an eye out for other emails. If you're still not sure, send us an email at support@stickyalbums and let me know how I can help. All right. That's it. Have an awesome rest of the day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.